Hello there, world of YouTube. It's your girl SwimmstaGal coming at you with a new video. We are going in for our February plan with me. Now, I would like to go ahead and say here there might be some spoilers for the anime I chose for this month, which is Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai. So just tread this video carefully or mute it if you're still interested in watching but not interested in listening to the spoilers. Right? So for the cover page, I went ahead and I chose this picture where they're actually kind of like really close together. I did have to tread carefully in a sense when I was getting some of these images, because in one of the episodes, not to give too much away, but some away, like, you know, it wasn't Mai, as in Mai wasn't herself. It was her physically, but it wasn't her. We'll just leave it at that. So I just wanted to make sure I got the images that were her, and this is one of the ones where, yes, it was her. Hopefully I didn't confuse anybody, but yeah. Here we went in with a similar style that I did in my January plan with me, where I outlined the characters with the thicker nib. I believe I used the 05, and then on the inside I went in with 01 just to get in some of the details. The reason I do outline them, or I sometimes outline them with the thicker pen, is to create distinction within the characters in the areas where they meet. So for example, where we see Mai holding Sakuta's arm, so that we can more obviously tell whose is whose. At least that's the way it's working in my brain currently, right? After drawing them in, I just went in with simple lettering for the header. I didn't want to do anything that took too much away from the image below. I will also preface the rest of this video by noting that the only characters I'm drawing in are Mai and Sakuta. I didn't do any of the other supporting characters just because since it's Valentine's Day, I just really wanted to focus on the couple, and I quite enjoyed their relationship, and especially seeing how it developed. So for the month at a glance page, I went ahead and I did the image where they meet for the first time, which is in the library. You know, she's wearing the bunny girl outfit, trying to see who can see her. And Sakuta sees her and she's just like, "What? You can see me?" And he's like, "Yes, girl, I can see you." And the bond and the relationship just grows from there. Now, I will note I did try to stay true to the Valentine's theme, so I went with a lot of like light pinks, reds, and a very lavender like type of purple, almost lilac. Had it not been for me doing this during the month of February, I would have probably still kept the lilac, but I would have maybe done a navy blue, just because, I don't know, I get that vibe per se from the anime where I just feel like it would be like a baby purple type of color and navy. But yes, as we can see here, this is the first time he catches like pretty much sight of her standing next to him, and he is awestruck. Who wouldn't be, because Mai is beautiful. For the header over here in this area, I did go with alternating colors. I just did very simple regular lettering. I did like a baby pink and more of a fuchsia pink, just to kind of, like I said, again, tie in those like Valentine Day colors. For the actual overview area where like I write down the numbers, I did a very, very like light hint of pink. And the only reason I did that little hint of pink that you see, it's like barely even noticeable, is so that this jelly roll I'm using on top of it is like a glitter metallic, but on its own it pulls more purple, and on top of this pink shade it pulled more true to the pink. After that, I went ahead and added the red glitter washi tape on top of the header and between the two characters, just to add more visual interest to the layout of the page. Moving forward onto the next page where you guys see me drawing this next image, we are gonna do our mood and habit trackers. I chose the one where she's pinching his cheeks because this was during one of their study sessions together and he was getting distracted. And something that she does quite often is like she'll tease him, kind of like bump him, like grab him, give him a little bit of a hard time per se when it comes to like, you know, how he expresses himself about her. It just makes her nervous, you know. But who wouldn't be, right? It's like her first official boyfriend type of situation. But yeah, to get him back on track, she was pinching his cheek. So I said, what better way to do habits than during their study session, right? And then mood tracker, I was like, that I just like putting those two and two together, so I see if the amount of things I did for a day affect my mood for the day. Like, was it like a bad day, a work day, that kind of stuff. So I like to put them together. Here, I went ahead and did the same alternating letters, except I went through the baby pink and the lilac purple. For the mood tracker, I thought it would be really nice to do like the pixelated heart. I didn't do it too big just because the image at the bottom did take up quite a bit of space, and I didn't want to make the page feel like it was extremely overbearing. And here I'm just like, you know, lining them out. Honestly, I would not recommend using a ruler for this just because I filled them in with black anyway. If it makes you feel more comfortable and thinking you're going to get the perfect square, then yes, go ahead. But is it absolutely necessary? No, I was just trying to be a little too extra and I took the extra step. After filling those in, I went in on the bottom section, that little empty space, and I chose the colors. I don't necessarily need to put moods to the colors just because I've done the mood tracker for so long now. I know which ones I track. So generally I like to do either the most bright color as the happiest and the darkest color as the saddest, or whichever color is more prominent. And then just on the other page, I alternated again the purple and the pink on the days of the week header just to add more interest to the page and a little bit more color. Here on this one, we're doing our time log, so I am actually going to try to start getting back into time tracking. So not just habit tracking, but just seeing what it is exactly that I'm doing with my day. Just because a lot of what was happening last year with not uploading videos or not doing certain things was that I wasn't allocating my time in an organized manner. So when I would have free time, it would all be thrown into like just, you know, mindlessly scrolling through TikTok or things like that, instead of doing productive tasks like, you know, selecting the theme, getting the images drawn out, and that type of situation. So I'm trying to get a little bit better at that, and I feel like if I have a general overview of how my month was going, I would have a better idea of where I'm losing time or where I need to add time and things like that. I didn't make the title too big just because I did the image at the bottom, so that took a lot away. So as long as I know that it's a time log, I don't really need to have like a big header. Over here, I was going in for like a monthly overview type of situation. As you guys saw there, I did the V in the wrong place, but it, lucky for me, it was a quick fix. Nothing to like panic over, because I would have been like, no. But I was like, you know what? I can live with this. Now, the overview page, I gave it a separate page just because I really like the layout of just the monthly log with the two characters without not anything on the side distracting from it. So I just said, let me do this next to the time log, so again I can see why, for example, like I did book of the month, why wasn't I able to read the book, where was my time going, and things of that nature. I did important dates, and usually there I'll go ahead and put like birthdays or appointments. And the new thing I added was fave songs. I tend to listen to like the same thing all the time, but I was like, you know what, let me add this just so at the end of the month I can see where I'm at and if I learned anything new, listen to anything new. For the last page, what I've been doing for a lot of my spreads is I've been doing memory spreads. And I think that's just like a really neat thing to kind of like keep in the journal. I don't tend to write anything that's like overly personal in my bullet journals. I have a completely separate journal for that. So I think this is like really cool. Like when, you know, my kids are older, I can show it to them and say like, hey, look, this is like your milestones for this month. And these are some of the cool things we did during this month. Things like that. I went ahead and added the red washi tape to this spread too, just to create like an all around border. And let me tell you, I loved this spread. Like once I was done drawing them in, as you guys can see me doing right now, I think by far the way that the red just pops on the page, it's stunning. My favorite spread out of this entire month. Like I was doubting it in the beginning, so I was like, it's too much pink or it's like too much this, but like when I saw it all tied in together, I really did enjoy the setup of this journal. And the best part about it was that it didn't take me as long as it usually takes me to set up, which means either A, I'm getting a lot faster at it, or B, I was just having so much fun with the journal that it didn't feel like a task. So time just flew right by and I got this done pretty quickly. I did have still about like 3.5 hours of footage to go through, but it was nothing compared to my January, which was like over 5 hours, because that one took a lot. And then right there, I was just referencing the actual image because I messed up the, you know, the joining hand right there. It looks like a big old glove, and I didn't want to mess up the other hand too. So I just quickly referenced my phone just to make sure I didn't do that. And that actually brings us to the end of our setup. Thank you guys so much for joining me. If you guys like this video, don't forget to click the like button. Don't forget to drop a comment. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell if you want to be notified of any of my new upcoming videos. Be the first to know when I upload. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys later. Bye.